Well, we got a man in the middle for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Luke Metz is the new starting middle linebacker for the Alabama Crimson Tide. This is major news. The sophomore, 6'3", 235 pounds, out of Georgia, man. Coach Shawn, man. You was high on this kid. John was high on this kid. Even Coach Al was high on this kid, man. We was just talking about this position last week. Now we finally got a answer who's gonna be the starter that man. So tell us how you feel about good old Luke Metz.
Yeah, man. Luke, this has been a kid that we talked about for quite some time, man. Right after A-Day, I did a video on him. On both of the young linebackers, him and QB.
Yeah.
I was very, very, very impressed with this kid, man. Big kid, 6'3", 235-ish, 240-ish maybe. So I had to go back and look at some A-Day footage, man. And if you go back and look at the A-Day footage, man, this kid played with leverage in the run fits. He obviously trusts his eyes and believes what he sees because he doesn't hesitate. We all know, man, it's film study, it's formation. You could definitely tell this kid definitely is a film junkie. Study your opponent, man. Is the wide receiver on the hash? Is the wide receiver off the hash? Is the wide receiver outside the numbers? Is he inside? There's so many different things these middle linebackers and they have keys that they that tell them what to do on these plays. I was telling the guys behind the scenes, I watched Alabama and when he was in the game and which linebacker he was playing between him and QB. And I noticed that we were playing a lot of, some under front. To those out there, under front meaning, the 3-tech offset away from the tight end. And whenever the offense was running these outside stretch zone type plays, he did what we used to call it ear holing back in the day. I think now in high school they call it backdooring, where when they run those flat blocking schemes, attack the lineman's ear hole right off his butt through his ear hole and attack the back side of the block. And that's what he did well. And he got in the backfield like 2-3 times. So that tells me, one, the kid knows what he's doing because he didn't hesitate. Two, he's aggressive. And it feels so good. It feels so good to have a middle linebacker to not attack a gap with his eyes closed, to have a middle linebacker with some gap integrity and some violence, and to make that pulling guard or that flattened out guard to make him think next time. So, yeah, man, I really, really, really am excited about Luke. And I saw this coming a mile away, man. Him, QB, that linebacker room, Abdul Sanders, that linebacker room is in good hands for the next couple of years.
Man, you ain't told no lie about that one. John, you was one of the first people I know. I know for me, you definitely told me about Luke Metz doing recruiting and everything, but tell me about good old Luke Metz, man.
So Luke Metz, I know a lot of people are going to say he's a diamond in the rough. I'll disagree to an extent with that. Look, Mill Creek High School is a 7A program in Georgia. This dude wasn't playing for no ragdoll team, right? He wasn't a standout, you know what I mean? And from a standout perspective of being the only talent, right? But I will say this: the big perception when he showed up to campus in Tuscaloosa was this is development. This is a developmental piece, right? He studies film. He has the weight. He has the size. I mean, 6'3" now, 230 between 235 and 240s was being reported. When's the last time we had a middle linebacker look like this? You know what I mean? In my opinion. And then you go back and watch the high school film, and in my opinion, don't kill me for this, but when you look at the communication the kid gives on the field, it reminds me a lot of C.J. Mosley and not Deontay Lawson, but it would be C.J. Mosley and Dante Hightower. You know what I mean? So and it's how they communicate, how they maneuver, and it seems like just the kid studies film. He knows his position. He does the things you're supposed to be doing. He just keeps his head that. Look, he won Special Teams Player of the Week a couple of times last year. He played in all 15 games from that perspective. Did get on the field a little bit in the second team defense, when it was a couple blowouts. But when you're talking about a kid coming in and doing what he's doing in his second year in this style of system, you coaches can speak on this more than I can. From everything I've gathered, this is a pretty difficult defense to master in the short amount of time that he's been at Alabama. And then you're taking on not just that, but you're taking on the fact that he's playing the stinger and he's going to be the communicator, right? At this linebacker position, not just for the linebackers, but for the linemen as well. So, I mean, clearly he is doing something right. I know a lot of people are going to say they've seen this coming a mile away outside of this group. I can say that not even the coaching staff, I think, predicted this coming. And a lot of people had QB Reese already slotted in at this position. And the fact that he came in and took his cookies, in my opinion, says a lot about who he is as a player and what you're probably going to see for the next couple of years on this defense.
Man, great insight on that, man. Definitely appreciate that. But Coach Al, another coach with another great insight on this young brother, man. You were definitely talking about Luke Metz in that linebacker room with Coach Shawn. What's your thoughts on him leading us and whatever else you need to add to it?
Well, just adding what the guy said. I mean, you don't get on the field as a starter in this defense unless at linebacker in the SEC, if the coaches don't trust you 100%. I mean, they got to know that you're getting all the calls. Okay, your technique is flawless. You know, in other words, you're putting together everything that you built in practice. They can see it translating right into your plate, and you're consistent. That's the key for a linebacker. And in the middle of this defense, you got to see it. You got to play with here, because in the SEC, everybody's physical, but it's that edge you get right there at that level. It's what's going to set you apart. And if you can do that with physicality, and I think you kind of said it, the guy has the traits, right? He's probably more around 240. But if you watch him move, he don't move like a guy that he just lean muscle mass. His body mass index is probably around 20, somewhere like that. The guy is just physically put together. He has a nice, solid lower base that you want for linebacker. You don't have little skinny legs. Okay, it means that you can plant, you can post up. All those physical traits the guy has. And he plays with a motor. He plays with a sense of urgency. Even in the drills, when you're watching him, there's a sense of urgency. When he's hitting guys in the little drills and everything, you can see that, oh dang, I'm out of the loop. You can see it on the clips that we watch, man.
Yep.
We don't know when to slow down. The thing is with a guy like him, you have to slow him down in practice. That's what you want. That's what you want out of your Mike. And I think he's probably going to be playing Mike more so than Sting.
Yeah, it's there's a lot to this too. Coach Al, coach me up on something real quick.
Yeah.
Because Marvin and a couple of these guys said this. When you look at linebackers, and I guess Metz definitely has this, is tackling through the hips. Violence is through that. Can you walk me through exactly what he's talking about when he's saying something like that?
Good question.
No doubt about it, man. Everything, when you're trying to move someone, the strongest muscles in your body comes through your glutes and your quads and all of that, through your core, not your arms. Okay. Yeah. So when you bring in that, the drill starts really on your knees on the ground with a dummy, so you can understand the action of bringing your hips through to the guy.
Yep.
That's bringing everything. So it's where you positioning, the angles you take. You certainly want to try to get the guy to the ground any means necessary. But from a form technique, that's what they're talking about.
Yep. Bringing
your hips. It's more like when you get a guy and you square him up and everything. Like when Coach Shawn was talking about if they doing the outside zone. Okay. He sees it from the backside. What he doesn't do is turn.
That's facts.
His shoulders perpendicular to the line of scrimmage. Right.
That's very important. That's facts.
Yeah. So what he does is he's seeing that, and now he's got that shuffle going. He's squeezing everything down right off that guy's asshole. I mean, right off that guy's butt. So
man,
he got a two-way go. Man, I'm in. You asked me. You
Man,
made me
don't-
put the whistle on my neck, man. Come on.
Don't be bad for over here, man.
Yes, sir.
It is.
But
It's
that's
great.
how he plays it. So what happens is when they run an outside zone, John, the running back has a landmark. It looks like a cutback, but essentially what he's doing is he's pressing it. If the outside's there, if it's free, he's going to press it. But if it's cloudy, he's going to stick his foot in the ground and go vertical. And it looks like it's a cutback, but it's really not a cutback. So what happens is Luke is shutting the door on all of that. Because that's why he's coming right off that guy's butt, the backside guy, whoever he sees, and that's his gap responsibility. So he's trusting the guy behind him at the next level to fit on the outside.
He's
fitting to the inside. So anyway, but that's what happens. So when you get there and make contact, you're not there standing up. You're already in a seated position. So you can cock it. It's already cocked and loaded. So now everything's coming from the ground up through your hips up and everything's coming. So the hips got to roll.
Got you. Okay, I got you.
Got to, and it's got to.
That's 100% facts, because what Coach Al said, if the linebacker, that's been our problem for years. Linebackers not squeezing properly, getting turned in the hole. Next thing you know, the running back pop one for 40 yards. Piggybacking off that, that made me think of something when Coach Al was explaining that. Our defense used to say, if I remember, it was one back, one gap, meaning like whenever we ran things, where we brought safeties down into the box, we used to have this thing. They used to say one back, one gap. Remember, if you running those flattened out stretch zone, outside zone plays, it's very difficult for linebackers to get in the gap, coming downstream like that. We call it climbing, you know what I'm saying? And it's very difficult for those guys to get in the gaps. Luke was actually in the gap square, right? That's what you want, man, from your middle linebacker. Even if you don't make the tackle, that's what you want, man. And he explained it eloquently. And Luke is doing those things, and that's what you need.
I know that, man, this is just a masterclass when I got y'all two up here, especially with John asking these great questions. Luckily, we ain't got Coach Carl up here, man. It'd be like, man, we got all the infinity stones up here with the coaches. So, but yeah, man, I asked my cousin earlier because, man, we was talking about this earlier, and one thing that I had to make sure I wrote down, man. He said chasing outside zone plays down from the backside, which was Coach Shawn was just talking about, attacking down here against the inside run, blitzing through the interior gap, running down mobile quarterbacks, which I believe if you go look at his high school film, he was doing that a lot. Yeah, man, they was, and then covering the underneath zone is one of the things that I liked about him the most. So, man, it's a lot of things to like about Luke Metz, man, especially with you coming, like you said, man, he coming from a 7A program, and then he's coming to Alabama. And he's a true sophomore, and he's starting right now. That tells you how great he has been throughout from his freshman year to spring, summer, and fall camp, and the season about to start, man. I really think he's about to lead us to the promised land in a good way. Not saying it can be a championship, but I know we going in the right direction with him.
Shout out to Mill Creek, man. Caleb Downs, Luke Metz.
They put him out.
Right out of my
joke.
How far is that from you, Coach Al?
It's Single Neck County. It's on the other side. It's probably about a 40, 45-minute drive for me. I'm northwest. Mill Creek is northeast.
All right.
Atlanta too big, bro. The whole area is too big.
Yeah, it's they play some good ball out there, Mill Creek. That's out there with North Gwinnett, Grayson, Buford, Parkview.
Wow. All of them in there. Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. A lot of talent.
Football out there, all the way up from the youth leagues, all the way up. Everything is programmatic.
Yeah.
Right. Which means that Luke has been getting this kind of coaching since 6th grade in that system. So when he gets to that level, he's going to camps. That's a pretty affluent area, so people invest in their kids, right? And the programs and that they can send them to. So Caleb Downs, those guys are no accident. People have invested in them over years to allow them to acquire the knowledge to apply with athletic ability to make production on the field. And you see it. Yeah, man. Mill Creek is an awesome program. I think Luke is going to be a baller because the more he plays, the more reps he gets as the starter. You know, knowing that he's got to prepare like a starter, knowing that he has to be the glue, communicate, and I think you made some good points about playing different types of actions, whether it's zone, whether it's some kind of G scheme or someone's kind of do or whatever the case may be. The key for any linebacker, a Mike backer especially, if you see full flow going or you see a G scheme, a guard pulling, if you watch that backer, they go away from him, he gonna scrape. That's what we call scraping. What he gonna do? He gonna run that. When he see it, as soon as that guard is unplugged, he see it, and that back is sitting at a 7-yard landmark in the backfield, and he see it. You see him cut it loose, man. Like somebody shot him out of a cannon. He coming through. He's scraping off. He coming underneath. Actually coming in, and he running the hole. So scraping is kind of over the top. Underneath, coming underneath, right? So that's a technique that guy. The guy over the top is scraping, so he's forcing it back to Luke. Luke got to be there. So the two linebackers are playing together. You see what I mean? And a lot of times we didn't get that a lot of times. Yeah. And that's where you see them big runs and gash plays. Because the running back is taught to look at the linebackers. The linebackers, as soon as the running back takes his step, the linebackers are matching his steps.
That's fact.
See what I mean? That's what they're taught right off the jump. Not a step backwards, a step forward. And a step matching, you see. So it's very difficult to get a guy to put all that together, process it, and then react and go and bring everything. I mean, just get there with a bad intention.
I'll tell you this really quickly when you and be my last thing. If go back and watch A-Day, man, the no hesitation. That kid has really, really good eyes, really good eyes, man, and. For that playing that position in this defense, film study is impeccable, is imperative for any position, but especially if you're gonna call a defense like that, and watching your opponent is man, that's like number one, to get us in and out of good plays. That, so I really respect that kid. Really good eyes, man, and I think his future's super bright.
I'm glad you said that because I was gonna ask y'all one last thing. Like, what do you think he brings to this team that that will be a major improvement this year that we haven't had in years past? But I'm glad that you said something about film study because any middle linebacker that I have heard over the years from the Luke Kuechlys, the Ray Lewises, the Mike Singletaries, like those guys have the clicker in their hand.
Yeah.
Like crazy. Like they have amazing film work. And we see, all three of them in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So hopefully Luke has that type of mindset. Like I have to be in the film room, like knowing this thing. Like I am the middle linebacker at Alabama. We had some great ones, especially during the Saban era with Rolando McClain, CJ Mosley, Dante Hightower, Reuben Foster. Shout out to Reuben Foster. Shout out to all those guys, man. So just to name them. So hopefully he can become that next one. But yeah, man, just final thoughts. Like what do you think he can bring to the table this year that we haven't had in years past?
For me, man, a linebacker that's not out of position. I think what bit us more than anything, these guys will get caught out of position sometime, man. Remember what I said about eyes. Eyes will see. Sometimes our eyes wouldn't see the right things. Linebacker in the wrong position. Next thing you know, you got a squirter going through and playing that position, especially when you're playing teams like Vanderbilt, when you're playing teams like Missouri, who has a running game, regardless of how they tote the ball, whether they trying to fool you or whether they coming right at you. Eyes is so important playing middle linebacker, man. Eyes. It doesn't matter how aggressive you are if you have bad eyes. You're gonna be out of position. You know what I mean? Gap integrity got to be sound, not filling the wrong gap. Anytime you see two linebackers in the same gap, somebody doing something wrong.
Yeah.
So to have great eyes is in pattern recognition to me is outstanding. And that kid had it for the little sample size I seen. So for me, that's the number one thing, man. Not getting caught out of position. You know, we're gonna play these teams that want to fool you and trick you to death and make your eyes see one thing and go the other way. Having great eyes to me and pattern recognition is absolute an imperative thing, and I think Luke has that.
John.
Since you nailed that on the head, I'm just going to say this. Violence. When's the last time we've had two middle linebackers look like this? When you talk about Caleb Woodson lining up beside Luke now. I mean, in all reality, I'm not talking down to Deontay Lawson. I'm not talking down to Justin Jefferson and these guys, but line them up in pictures and tell me what you see the difference is, right? And then line them back up with the Dante Hightowers, with the Reuben Fosters and all this. One doesn't look like the other, in my opinion. And I'm not talking down on it, but I will say this. It's nice seeing a 235 to 240 pound middle linebacker strike the way he does.
Coach Al.
No, I'm with John. That's, striking is key, man. Because what happens a lot of times, Justin and those guys got covered up a lot. Lawson, guards coming out on them. Especially if they're uncovered. And so you got to know that. Say we're in a 3-down look. Okay, what I mean by that is we got nose. We probably got 2 4s. Okay, so that means both of your guards are uncovered.
Yeah.
But the offensive coordinator seeing that, so what he's probably going to do is call some kind of inside zone where he can create a double team, get the nose out. See, the other backside guard is free to get up. You see, so he's kind of what we call scooping. He's getting up, he's climbing. So he's going to try to cover, right, one linebacker. And so now off the duo, the other one's got a combo off the other one. So it's creating a bubble, it's creating space inside, right? So if the backers see that, they can attack, strike that guard, get him to back up. Guess what happened? That boogers up the whole.
It's fact.
You know what I mean? So now you got 240 guys inside. You got 2 300-pounders. One is a nose, one's a 3. You got Yanzi sitting out there at 250, 255, at a wolf. Then you got a bandit sitting over there at 275, 280. You got 2 inside linebackers at 240. I like that.
Yeah.
That's fact, looking. Go ask Marvin Constant about exactly. And to piggyback on what Coach Al said really quickly, go ask Marvin about basic stuff like shedding blocks, pad level. All that stuff is so important when you're playing that position, man, because a bad pad level, no matter how strong you are, get you decleated on that side of the ball and moved out the way, right? Shedding blocks, pad level, just simple stuff like that will always keep you in good eyes, will always have you right where you need to be to make a play.
Yeah,
man.
I'll tell you one thing I'm gonna say this, because I've just seen it too much, and we talk about physicality. Okay? If a guard knows that Mike's coming downhill on him,
that's fact.
When he's trying to climb, he gonna hit him. He gonna bust him right in the mouth. Okay. Now let's talk some football now. See, okay. Versus he gonna catch instead of catching. Okay. Luke Metz ain't catching nothing but a bad attitude.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna tell you right now. So when guys like that in there, man, they coming straight down here. Once they see that guard climb, they gonna cut it loose, right?
Yes. And
now that guard gonna be thinking twice.
That's facts.
If you come in trying to do a G scheme and pull and everything like that, and you think it better be looking.
Hey man.
If you catching, you already beaten.
Hey man. I'm telling you, man, y'all brothers, every time y'all bring it, y'all educate me on some things that I know I have to look up, because man, this is like a master class when it comes to this. And I hope that everybody enjoyed this, because I'm telling you, we got the greatest minds, and these guys are superstars, whether they like it or not. But make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button, and let us know in the comment section how you think Luke Metz may fit in this system. Is he the next great Alabama middle linebacker? and how you think this season gonna end. So we'll catch y'all on the next one, and roll damn tide.
Roll Tide.